Hello everyone, and welcome here at the Wized channel for another Technical Friday live stream. We are doing another installment of this series where we are building a community forum from scratch, going from nothing to production ready using Webflow, Wized, and Supabase. So today we have a few things to do. I've got quite a long list of things to tackle. Um, the idea is that we are going to be finishing some less things that we didn't finish in the last live stream related to adding likes to the comments. And then I also want to tweak a couple things, like I want to add a create post button from the category pages. I want to be able to delete comments as well. And once we are ready with all these little details, we're going to jump into creating an activity feed in our profile page. In the forum, we've got a profile page where we've got our information, and we're going to start today by listing all the posts that we have created, all the comments that we have made, all the posts that we have liked, and all the posts that we have read as well. So then we can just see our activity in there. That's the idea for today. I think that we will have enough time. If we don't, again, just don't worry, because this is a long-term series where we're continuously building this until it's fully ready for production, like a real live application. I think that for the next live stream, we're going to start diving into subscriptions, adding payments and things. So I think that that will be exciting. If you're watching this in the future, you're not watching this live, you can check the timestamps in the video. We're going to leave them so you can skim through the video and see exactly what I'm building at each moment. If I'm building something in Webflow or in Wized or in Supabase, because I'm working on the 3 platforms building this. Right? If you're watching this live, remember that you can add any questions, or you can just say hi like Silsa did. Hey Silsa, thank you for coming. Good to have you here every week. Nice. All right. So I'll just be checking the comments. If you want to ask me anything so I can solve your issues or your questions or whatever, let me know. All right. I'm here to teach you. So you can make use of me. Okay. So let's share the screen. Let's jump straight into doing this. So last week, what we did was introducing the ability to like posts like that and the ability to comment. So here I can create new comments. And when creating a new comment here, this will be added. Nice. I can like and unlike the post like this. And what's missing now is being able to also like the comments, because maybe I find those hilarious, or deleting the comments if I made the comment. All right. In the future, when we introduce admin roles, moderation with admin roles, we can allow other people that are not who created the posts or the comments to delete them. Right. That would be nice. Nice. Hey, Shane. Thank you for coming. Nice. All right, good. So let's start by adding the ability to like those comments. We can pretty much reuse the same logic that we did for the post. So the idea was that we created a dedicated table called post likes. And in this table, what we do is we have a dedicated ID for each like, so we can record, we can track every one of the likes of the post and who made that like. That's important. And also we store the user ID and the post ID. So we can say, all right, this amount of users made like a like to these posts like that, which this will be very helpful later when we want to list the posts that we have liked in the past. All right. So I want to reuse that same logic, but for the comments. So let's create a comments underscore likes table like that. So let's do comments underscore likes here. And the columns will be the same ones. So first of all, this is going to be a user ID like that. And we're going to add a comment ID like that. Okay. And we want to add relationships in here. Same as we do, we are going to add 2 relationships for the user ID. One relationship goes to the auth users table. So we are connecting the user ID with the user ID, like that. Um, and the next thing is that we also want to add a relationship with the public profiles table, which contains a mirror of the data from the user. So in the case, yeah, I'm doing same thing. User ID is going to the profile ID, like that, which is the same exact one as the user ID. Done. And the other relationship that we want to do is the comment ID has to go to the comment ID. So let's add this relationship. The comments in here, we go from the comment ID to each of the comments ID column, like that. Cool. Right. So now that we've got this, I believe that that was all we needed. Let's see for a second. Great. We need to add also row level security so we can secure this. We want to add, I think that, let me check the policies that we created for post likes. We want to enable everyone to be able to read those. We want only users with a user ID to be able to like with that same user ID, so other people cannot fake doing a like on behalf of somebody else. And same thing for deleting a like, right? So we want to do the same thing, but for comments. So let's go back here, table editor, comments likes, add row level security policies, and let's create one policy, enable read access for all the users. That's the first one. And let's do the same thing, but for inserting, we do enable insert for users based on user ID. Great. And deleting, same thing, enable delete for users based on user ID. This way, anytime that somebody wants to add a like or delete a like from this database, from this table, sorry, um, Postgres will check for the user ID, and if this user ID doesn't match the user's ID of who's trying to do this, he will not be allowed to do it, right? Great. So this means that now I can do a little fake. Let's try. I'm going to insert a row. Let's make it up. Let's use the user ID, the only user that exists so far here. And the comment ID, let's use one of these comments. Let's do this. I really like this announcement. Good job. Let's use this one. So let's try to find it. Let's see. This one, right? Great. So now that we've got this, the next thing is to go in here and add this like button for each of the comments. So let's jump into Webflow to do this. Let's go to the post page. Let's just literally just copy this. This is a like component. I think that we can turn it into a component. Whoops. Create a component. Let's call this like that. And we can reuse this, but we need to, I believe, because we've got custom attributes, right? That here, this right now it's used as post like button because we used it for the posts. But I want to make this reusable. So what I'm going to do is extract this to be the Wized element. So Wized element like that. And the default text, there will be no default text like that, like this. And same thing, actually, no, this should not be called Wized element. This should be called, yeah, all right, yeah, we can make this Wized element, and we can also rename this to maybe Wized like count element. Wized element like count, something like that, maybe. Yeah, like that. The weird thing is that here, this is showing up properly, but this is not showing up properly. I don't know why. We'll see. Props. Let me check for a second. This is going to be the wrapper. This is going to be, no need for grouping. Here we've got a connection, But here we don't have a connection. Well, I hope that it doesn't break. We'll see. All right, so here I need to reuse this for a second. So wait a minute. This is gonna be the post like button, and this will be the post like count, like that. And when we reuse this component in here, we're gonna do the same thing. So let's do, I think that we can just copy the post controls thing. Like that. All right. Let's put it inside here. Boom, done. Good. Although we need to fix some of these things. So first of all, we don't need any space here. Let's also duplicate this just for the sake of keeping things organized. Let's do post comment controls, for example. Nice. And then in here, we can add some margin at the bottom. Margin bottom, not Matic, sorry. Margin bottom, margin medium. Nah, that's too big. Let's do margin small. Cool. All right. Great. But now here, we don't want to do this post like button because that's only for the post likes. We want to do it for the post comments. So let's do, how are we doing this? This is called post comment. So we're going to do post underscore comment underscore like button and post underscore comment underscore like button. Done. Great. Publish. Let's see if we've got everything working as expected. All right, let's reload this for a second. Let's check X-ray. Nice. All right, so we've got this ready. Now, because I'm going to be reusing most of the logic, we can see how we can copy element settings from one place to another place. I think that that's something that we don't teach much about Wized, but we can do that. But before that, we need to load the amount of likes for the comments. If we check the request from the post here, let's see, get the post. If we check this request, you will see how we are getting the post likes like that. So we can do basically the same thing, but instead of being post likes, it's going to be comments likes. So when we get the post comments here, we're also going to include the comments likes like that, right? And this way we're going to find all the comments, sorry, all the likes per comment. So we did it right, I think. Let's see, get post comments. We did it right. Yeah, look at that. All right, so the first one, as you can see, it's already coming populated with the user ID, with the ID of the like. That's it. So now we can know that, all right, I really like this announcement, good job, has one like. And that one like, it's coming from this user ID. Now, I remembered one thing that we did for post likes, but we didn't do it in here. And it was that in post likes, I remember that we updated the schema of this table to ensure that there cannot be two rows that have the same user ID and post ID, meaning that the same user liked the same post more than once. We don't want to allow this, right? Either the same user likes different posts, that's acceptable, or the same post is liked by different users, multiple users, that's also acceptable. But the same post being liked by the same user multiple times, we don't want to allow that. I remember that we asked AI about this here. We did. I have a table called post likes. The table has a column called user ID and a column called post ID. How do I make it? How do I make sure that there cannot be more than two or more rows with the same user ID and post ID? They can have one of them, but not both, because that would mean that the user has liked the same post twice. And what Supabase's AI told us was, all right, let's update the table to add another constraint that says, hey, it has to be unique that we got the same user ID and post ID at the same time, right? So if we do this, now that means that we can do the same thing, but for comments. So let's do it. Let's edit this in SQL editor and let's update this. This is going to be posts uh, comments likes. So we're saying, hey, um, user comments must be unique on the same row, user ID and comment ID. The conjunction of together must be unique. There cannot be two rows with the same thing, right? So if we run this now, whoops, syntax error, near comment. What did I do wrong? User ID, comment ID. One second. This is comments likes. This is called comment ID, user ID, comments likes, comments likes. I'm doing something wrong here because it's complaining syntax error at near comment. What syntax error I'm doing? Oh, all right. So it appears that the user ID and comment ID columns are nullable. However, the unique constraint you're trying to add requires that the combination of these two columns must be unique across all rows, which might not be valid if either of them can be null. All right. So we have to go to the table. Let's edit the comments likes table and let's make them these nullable. So this cannot be nullable. The user ID must be defined and the comment ID must be defined always. Nice, good catch, Supabase, thank you. Okay, so if we go back now, here, SQL editor, we should be able to add this constraint, run. Great, all right, cool. So let's try it out, just to be sure. If we go to comments likes and I try to create another row with the same like from the same user on the same comment, we should get an error. So let's insert a new row, the user ID will be the user ID. The comment ID will be the same one, which is this, I really like this comment. And here you can see that duplicate key value violates unique constraint, unique user comment. Well, actually, this should be unique user comment like, I think. But anyways, that's fine. Is there a way that we can see the constraints? How do we know the constraints that are added to Supabase? Now I'm wondering, maybe here in the definition? Oh yeah, here. Comments likes. Yeah, unique user comment. Yeah, they should be called actually unique user comment like, not unique user comment, because that would mean that, yeah, it's fine. I don't think that we're going to run into issues in the future. All right, great. So now that we've got this and we are loading the comments, now we want to update this element to show that. So let's do it. I'm going to grab this element for now, post like button, and I'm simply going to duplicate this here. When I duplicate an element, what's going to happen is that it will create the same element setting, but as you can see, now this is unlinked like that. So what I can do now is say, all right, let's select where this element setting should apply, which in this case, it's the post comment like button, like that. And now I can simply jump in here and edit this CSS class. I want to make it active if the get post data, not get post, sorry, but the, let's see, what was the data? The get post comments data, like that. So if I grab, for example, the definition of the index version here, this would be, I believe that this dot comments likes, like that. Did I say it right? I think so, yes. So we're basically saying, all right, check the likes of this comment. And if any of the likes of this comment was made by the current user, and this should be called comment like that. If any of the likes that this comment has was made by the user, which in this case it's me, then we're going to turn this button into a red color because we're adding this is active class like that. So if we did it right, let's see. Yeah. So you can see how this one, because we liked this one, it is set to red, but these ones, I did not like them. So they are not set to red because the is active class is not being defined. Now, I also want to edit the event of this button. So when we click on it, we perform a different request. Right now, we are liking the post. I don't want to like the post. I want to like the comment. So let's go to here. Let's look for the like post request. And I think that we can simply just, let's duplicate this request again. This will be like comment, not list, sorry, like comment. This will be a create item, not post likes, but comments likes. We are going to pass the user ID, same thing, but here we're going to pass the comment ID. And the comment ID, it will be the r.guestpostcomments.data.index.id, like that. So in this case, we've got each one of these. When we click on them, it's going to be liking for the specific ID of the comment that we just liked. Okay, that's for the comment ID. Good. Sorry, that's for liking a comment. And now we want to do the same thing, but for unliking a comment. So here we are going to duplicate the same thing, unlike post. Let's duplicate. But it's going to be unlike comment. Boom. This is going to be a delete item from the comments likes. So here, we want to change this for the specific comment, which I'm doing all the time the same thing. I'm just grabbing the data from the comment using the index variable. And this is going to be comments likes. Great. And this is going to be a comment like. Yeah. So in this case, for example, yeah, for the first one, we're finding that there is a like, which is this ID. This ID is the ID of the like. Done. Great. So let's jump back to the element. Let's go to the events, the click event. When we click it, if we have liked it, we want to unlike it. If it's not liked, we want to like it. So perform request. This request, it's going to be a like comment. It's going to be conditional. It has to be liked. So same thing again. I know that it's a bit repetitive. On the last live stream, we decided to go with this system because it's easier. But in the future, if this it had a lot of traffic, then we probably would like to change the system of how we store likes and comments, because if we're talking about thousands and thousands, this might not be the best solution when it comes to scalability. But for now, it's enough. So same thing here. Let's do the comment data. We're going to check the comments likes. And this is going to be a comment like. If there is any comment that was made by me, then it means that we can unlike, we should like the post. Sorry. No. If there is no like that was done by me, then we want to like the comment. If there is a like that was done by me, then we want to unlike the comment, which is basically this here, right? Great, like that. So let's see here. This should go with false, correct? Because we have already liked the comment, so we don't want to like the comment again. But in here, unlike, this should be unlike the comment, and the conditional is going to be the same thing. Boom, like that. And this one should go true. Hold on, I did something wrong. No, yeah, we did it fine. We did it fine, absolutely fine, like that. So we may want to do this instead. So we want to see a true, but because we are finding the comment, it's truthy. It means that the condition will be met. All right. So here we are gonna get the comments again. So get the post comments again. Okay. I know that this might be confusing, but I think that it should work. Look at that. Yeah. All right. Good. So as you can see, what's happening is that when I click on this, if it's not liked, we're going to see how we are liking the comment. If it's liked, we're going to see how we are unliking the comment. So if you pay attention to here, you're going to see how first it runs and then the other way it runs. One runs, the other runs. One runs, the other runs. And after one of either runs, we are reloading the post comments again to make sure that the data is in sync. All right. So the last thing that it's missing is on this element, we want to display the amount of likes that exist. So let's do the same thing. Let's go to here. Let's duplicate this element. And let's assign it to like count. And we want to look for the amount of likes that this comment has. So in this case, this is going to be the data from the comment. We're going to look for comments, likes, and we're going to get the length from here. I don't know why I'm not getting auto completion. I should. So if we did it right, boom, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Yay! Cool. Okay, so I can like multiple. Oh, Gabe, you just scared the shit out of me. I was not expecting this to, because I'm alone at home. I just heard this scream. I just scared myself. All right, we can like the comments, each one of these. Look at that. So if we check for the likes, we should see, yeah, this nice. If I unlike this one, I should see how this one goes away, although it may take a few seconds here to get reloaded. Come on, sync. Sync for me. Well, it's synced. All right, great. So this is out of the way. Now let's jump into more things that I want to do. The first one, it's a very little thing. Actually, hold on. We want to be able to delete comments as well. Let's do that first. All right. So let's jump in here and let's add another button next here that is going to be a delete button. The condition must be that only the user who owns that comment is going to be the user who can delete the comment. Otherwise, we don't want to allow people to do it. We already have that logic in the row level security. So for example, the comments here, no, actually there is no row for that. So we want to add a policy that says, all right, users who own a comment, who created a comment, are allowed to delete that comment. So let's create a policy, and same thing, enable delete for users based on user ID. We want to do this. So this one, save the policy. Good. And now we jump into Webflow and we want to add let's do a custom element because I want to do a button. And this will be a button like that with a tag of type button. So we are accessible. And inside here, I want to add an icon. I think that this like icon thing could be, we can rename this to simply icon and we can reuse this. So let's reuse this. Let's put it in here. Nice. Maybe we can do button. Maybe instead of calling like button, because I believe that this has, let me see, 1 second. Like component, which has a like button and the text, but the like button, which is what I want, it has some styles that I want to use. So let me try to reuse this for a second. I'm gonna add a like button to it, but let's duplicate this for a second. Let's call this icon button, something like that. All right. So anytime that we want to implement buttons with icons, we can reuse this. So in this case, the color can be the same. Yeah, it can be start by black, and then the hover. I don't care much about the hover for this. I think it's fine. All right. I think that we're good. It's a simple button with some basic styles. Nice. Let's add some gap here, maybe 0.5 RAM. Also, maybe we can move this to the side like that. Yeah, and we can use some trash icon. Let's see. Where did I get the heart icon the other time? I think that we should be consistent with icons. Probably we should be consistent. We can use icons from what was the pack? From the table CSS, guys. Icons. Let's see. Flat icons, tailwind. Hero icons. Maybe, yeah, we can use this. Why not? Reloom has free icons. Oh yeah, Reloom would be nice as well. Let's just use icons from Reloom. Nice. Oh, so it's not their icons. They are using icon packs and they are offering them to us. So it's a tool that they have created to convert, to make them properly style properly. They add the current color thing, etc. All right, nice. So they got hero icons. Like it. Okay, let's look for trash. Nice. Let's use this one. Let's see. Download as a copy for Webflow. What is this? Oh, interesting. Yeah, but I want to use my own thing. Well, I'm gonna copy it, but I'm gonna grab this, and I want to use it on my own element because I'm happy with my own element. So let's do that. Yeah, so VBox with no hard-coded width and height. Nice. With current color. Yeah. Cool. Okay. That works. It's not the best design that I could come up with, but I think it's fine. Great. All right. So let's do this. This is going to be a Wized post comment delete button, like that, because this is post comment, right? Yes. And with this, we're going to add another request in Wized that it's going to be a delete like. Not delete a like, sorry, delete a comment. So let's go here, requests. Let's do delete comment. This is going to be from Supabase. Let's put this on the posts folder. And the method is going to be a delete item from the comments table. The record ID will be the ID of the comments. So remember that we can grab the data from the get post comments here, vindex.id. Nice. I think that's it. We don't really need that much. So now that when we select this element, let's add a click event to it. We're going to do a non-if conditional with just simply perform a request, and that request will be a delete comment. And additionally, we want to reload the comments again. So let's get the comments, get post comments conditionally only if deleting the comment was successful. So r.delete comment dot okay, like that. If it was not okay deleting the comment, then we don't want to be refetching this again. Right, so let's try it. So if we do this, yeah, nice. If we do this again, this now fails somehow. Huh, interesting. Let me see. There is a conflict. Let's see. Deleting a comment, deleting a comment. It's saying kill key still reference from table comments likes. Update or delete the table comments. Oh, yeah. All right. Let me explain what's happening here. This is interesting. Nice. Good that we're running into this. So what's happening is that if we check the comments likes, right? We've got a relationship, which is that a comment like it's pointing to a specific comment, right? So the moment that we're trying to delete this comment, Supabase it's finding that there's a conflict, right? Because there is other tables, rows from those tables that are referencing this. So the way that we fix this is in here we edit this, and in the relationships here for the comments, we want to determine what happens if the comment is deleted, right? So we are pointing to the comments, and here we're being asked, what action do we take if the reference row is updated? We don't need to do anything because that will be fine. But if the reference row is removed, what should we do? And in this case, we're not doing anything, which means that it causes conflicts. We want to cascade. Oops. Zoom. Come on, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Sorry, guys. Zoom out. Come on. I'm feeling stupid right now. My mouse is not working. Zooming out. Come on. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So, if the comment that it's referencing is removed, we also want to delete all the comment likes from it, right? So in this case, let's do a cascade. If the comment is deleted, all the likes from the comment are also deleted, like that. Save. Actually, this is making me think that also if the user is deleted, we should also delete all the comments, right? So maybe we could simply make everything cascade as well. We can do that in the future. But the post likes, let's do the same thing. If we delete a post, all the post likes should be deleted. So let's cascade this as well. Nice. Done. So we did it right. And now we try to delete this comment. Yay, that's time it worked. Great. Nice. Let's try it a couple times. New comment. Great. I can like it. I can, let's reload. Yeah, I can remove it. Nice. Done. Okay, nice. The last missing key here is that I only want to display this delete button to the user who owns the comment. If I don't own the comment, then I should not be able to see this button. So in here, let's go to the settings of the element. Like that. And we're going to do render if the comment data dot user ID it's equals to the r dot get user dot data dot user dot ID, like this in here. So now all right, let me see. I did something wrong. Hold on. R dot get post comments dot data dot v index. r dot get post comments dot data dot v index. All right. We are not loading the user ID of who it belongs to. So yeah, when loading the post comments, here, we also want to grab another field, which is the user ID. So let's grab that user ID, include that in the request. So if we check this again, we should now see how it includes the user ID field, which is the one that we want to use for checking. And now you can see how I can see this. So this is making me think that it's time to create another user so we can start testing things to see how other users see things, right? Let's try it. Yeah, let me sign out, and I'm gonna sign up with another email, which in this case is gonna be my personal email. Actually, no, I'm just gonna use my FinSuite email again, but it's gonna be +1. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sign up. Nice. I need to confirm my email, so give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna do that in a second screen so you guys don't peek in my personal emails. All right, confirm. Nice. Okay, so this has been confirmed. I should be able to now log in. So alex.iglesias +1 at finsuite.com. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sign in. Yeah. Nice. And in here, let's add some username. We should do it mandatory actually that we create a username. I think that username should be mandatory. Yeah, when signing up. That's something to consider in the future. We should do that. All right, and this is going to be some random user. Yeah, update. Cool. Okay, so now if I go here, first of all, you can see that the post has 1 like, but I have not liked it, which means that the post, it's not, sorry, the heart, it's not in color red. Same thing for the comment. And also I cannot remove the comment like that. I can like the post, I can like the comment, nice, but I cannot remove the post or the comment. Sukumar, you're asking, is it advisable to store user ID in a variable like v.userid and then use it? Absolutely, yeah. Actually, there's a lot of things that could be improved of what I'm doing because I am reusing, rewriting a lot of the data like uh, user.id. So here, every time that I'm trying to get the user ID, I'm having to write all of this stuff when I could simply just store a variable and that's it. So for example, if I went to the data store and I created a variable called user ID, and I simply point this to r.getUser.data.user.id like that, and I make it computed, that is important, then this will always be, as you can see, the user ID like that. The reason why I have to make it computed is so if at any moment this value changes, then I also want to change the value from the user ID. Otherwise, it's not going to be reactive. It will be just the same time. The first time, the initial value will probably be empty, right? Let's try it. If I do this, you will see how the user ID is null because when the page loads, there's still no user ID. We need to wait for Supabase to get that user ID, right? But if we make it computed, we're telling Wized, hey, anytime that this value changes, please also update the value from the variable like that. So like that. Now, as you can see, this is reactive. So now I could potentially go and try to find all the different elements that are using this. Let's do like post. And I can replace this for v.userid, like that. Let's do it. I like it. Like comment. This can be same thing. v.userid. What else? Create post form. What I'm doing here. No? Oh, here. v.userid. Nice. Let's see what else. Create a comment. Same thing. Now this has turned into a refactoring thing, but I think it's nice. Nice. Post comment delete button. Let's see. Where is this? Where is this? Where is this? Here. v.userid. Same thing. Nice. What about, yeah, we've got all these different things. So sorry guys, now I just started doing this. I want to finish. I hate starting something and then not finishing it. User ID, all right. This is going to be v.user ID. Please don't hate me. I'm going to go fast. Nice. Unlike post. All right. This has to be v.user ID. v.user ID. Nice. Let's format this. Great. No, don't worry, Sukumar. I think it's fine. I think that it's a nice refactoring. Nice. v.user ID. Same thing. Let's format this again. Nice. Upload profile picture. Nice. v.user ID. Perfect. We're almost done. Profile picture. No. Okay. And then post like button. Here. v.user ID. Nice. What else? Post like button. I think that we did this one. Yeah. Maybe here in the events. Yeah, in here. v.user ID. Do we want to do something else? Yeah. v.user ID. All right. And then the post comment like button. Same thing. Almost done. Stay with me. v.user ID. Nice. And I think that we have to do the same thing here. Yes. v.user ID. v.user ID. Almost done. And what else? Profile info form. r.getUser.data. No, that's fine. It's not the user ID. What about in here? Good. Done. All right. So yeah. Now basically everything is a bit more simplified because we're using b.user ID instead of r.getUser.data.user.id or something like that. All right, great. So we've got this. We can like, we can unlike. Let's sign out. Let's use the main account again. This was alex.iglesias at finsuite.com. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Nice. And I can see here how somebody else liked my post. Nice. And I could potentially remove this post like that. All right. Great. Let's do a couple more things before ending today's lesson. First thing that I want to do that I mentioned is that I want to do the same button here, create a post, but for these specific categories like that, right? So if we go here to the homepage, let's grab this button here. Let's go to the category page. And first of all, I want to reuse this. Let's put it in here. Let's do this. This button doesn't actually have any Wized logic, but we're going to add a little bit extra logic. So when we click on creating this post from inside of a category page, when loading the post creation page, the same category will be pre-selected. That is nice. It's a bit convenient. So here, create post. This is sending us to the create page, as you can see. But I want to do something else. I want to do / create. Is it create? Yes, / create. And we're going to do question mark category ID equals to the specific logging here. Now I'm thinking that maybe we cannot do that directly here. Can we do it in here? We cannot do it with native Webflow, but we can potentially do it. That's very bad that we cannot do this in Webflow. Because ideally, what I want to do is say, all right, yes, send the user to this link with the category ID not category ID, sorry, categories log or category ID. Yeah. So we will have to use an embed for that. Yeah, there's the option of doing it in Wized. That's absolutely fine. I just want, for the sake of showing you guys, I want to do it in Webflow. All right, let me try something. So I'm going to add, instead of a button like that, this is going to be an HTML embed. Stay with me. This will make sense. I want to use the same HTML from this button. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy it. 1 second. I'm going to copy it from the live side. So let's load it on the live side. Let's go to the category page. And I'm going to grab the HTML from this element, which is really not that much complex, as you can see here. So if we put this same HTML in here, you're going to see how this looks like the same element. But the good thing is that because this is an embed in Wized, we can do a little bit of injection from the properties. So we can do / create question mark category ID equals, and I'm going to use the field of Supabase ID, I think. I think so, yeah. Supabase ID. And this category ID is the same one that we have stored that represents the category in Supabase, like that. All right. So now that we got this, and I publish this, we should see how now when clicking on this button, it brings me to the create page. But in the canvas, look at this, we've got the category ID query param loaded, right? With the ID that we just clicked on. So if we go to the data store, let's register this parameter so we can interact with it. Let's do category underscore ID. Boom. As you can see, automatically Wized reads from it. It knows that it's 4 right now. Now we can grab this input element, this select element, sorry, and we can do, we can tell it, hey, I want this value to be the category ID if it exists on the page load. All right. So I think that first of all, we need to identify it. Yes, we have to identify it. So create. Let's add a Wized element to it. How is the form called? This form is create post form. So we can call this Wized create post category select. Nice. And because we've identified this, now we can add a bit of extra logic in Wized where we tell it to preset a specific value to it using the input value directive. This will be n.parameter dot category ID. If it exists, If it does not exist, it will just simply be an empty string like that. All right. So now, as you can see, when the page loads, because we clicked on the announcements page, this is being pre-populated with announcements. If we go back to, let's do music, for example, create a post, music, yay. If we do video, create a post, videos, look at my cool video. Huh? There is no video, you fool. Nice. So now we should see the post here. Yay. Okay, this is starting to look like a proper forum. Do you guys realize? It's taking a few live streams, but so far we're not doing bad. And you know what? Maybe you guys could start posting some shit into it. What do you guys think about that? How about we publish this, which we haven't in a very long time, and we share this link so we allow people to start breaking shit. Go ahead and try to break it. Gabe, can you share it in the comments? I just shared the link with you. I'm waiting for Gabe to share it. I'm thinking that maybe before we end the live stream, how about we also add the same button for deleting for the posts? Because right now we can delete comments, but we cannot delete posts. And I think that it would be nice to be able to delete posts. So let's quickly do that because we've got 3 minutes. I think that it's fine. Maybe it will take 5 minutes, but I think we'll be fine. Let's do it super quick. So icon button. Yeah, let's reuse this. Let's put it in here. Boom. But this will be called post delete button. Yeah, let's publish. Then we are going to jump into here and let's create another request called delete post. So let's do create a new request. This will be delete post. Done. Supabase. Delete an item from the posts table, and the record ID will be the current post, which is on.parameter.id, because we're loading this based on an ID like that. So if we click on that element, this element here, which doesn't have enough spacing, I don't know why. Icon button. Icon button. I thought that we added some spacing. Let's add the spacing. Oh yeah, because we duplicated the class before. All right, so we've got this. We've got the request. Now what I want to do is I'm going to duplicate the logic from the comment, delete comment element, and I'm going to reuse that for the post. So let's do this. I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to select the post delete button. Nice. First of all, render if the post comment as the post, which is get post.data, I believe. Not v-index, sorry. Yeah. So if the get post data here is equal to the user ID, which in this case, weird, it is not the same. Who created the post? Hold on. Let's see. Get the post. Oh, because again, there is no user ID. Sorry, we have to include the user ID property. So let's do this. I want to get the user ID from the get post. Nice. Okay. So as you can see, this is being rendered because the user ID who created the post, it's the same as me. Good. And we want to change as well. We don't want to delete a comment when clicking. We want to delete the post. and we want to get the post again. Actually, no, we don't want to get the post again. If we delete the post properly, what we want to do is we want to navigate. And we want to navigate for now to the homepage. So let's do this. If we delete the post, we simply navigate the user to the homepage. And the conditional should be that deleting the post was okay. Otherwise, we don't want to redirect the user. So if we did it right, let's try it. How about we go to this test one and let's try to delete it. Yeah. Yeah. Probably we should do something else like like prompting the user if he really wants to delete the comment, either the post, because otherwise this is just being very test. Oh, but for some reason this is not being deleted. Huh. Hold on. It should delete it. Let's see. Why is it failing? Delete the post. It's deleting the item from here. Yeah, it is deleting it. But the post is still here. What? The ID it's 5. Yes. The ID is 5. Huh. Oh, I think that I might know the reason. Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Let me make a quick update. So when deleting the post, let's not grab the parameter ID like that. Let's do the r.getPost.data.id. How about like that? Because maybe the ID, the type of the ID is not matching. It technically deletes it. Maybe what's happening, maybe what's happening is that we cannot delete the posts. Yeah, all right. We are missing a row level security policy. Okay. So same thing. We only want to allow to delete posts if the user ID of who's trying to delete it matches the user ID of who created the post. All right. Sorry guys, I missed this. So if we try this again, let's try to delete it. Now this should go away. Yes. All right. If we try to reload this, now there is no post to be loaded. All right. Good. So the delete post element, where is this post delete button here? Now we can navigate after deleting it successfully. Okay. So if we try to delete this one, another, let's try to delete it. Yeah. And it goes away. Great. Oh, look at that. We've got some people creating posts already. Nice. I don't know if you created it today or some other day because I don't have a date. Oh yeah, you did today. All right, nice. Thank you guys. Love it. Cool. Okay, so this is looking pretty decent so far. Guys, we have to end it here today, and we haven't done basically anything that was planned, which was creating an activity feed, as I mentioned. But I also want to start looking into adding subscriptions and admin roles with moderation and stuff like that. So my question is, do you guys prefer that I simply go as scheduled, as planned, and the next live stream we work on the activity feed, and then on the other next live stream, so in 2 weeks from now, we start introducing subscriptions or admin roles, we'll see, or I just skip the activity feed and just jump into subscription time and admin time. Sorry, and admin time. What do you guys think? Are you getting impatient to see Stripe involved in the mix? Or are you fine and you want to see just me continue building things in a natural order? Let me know your thoughts. In the meantime, I will start saying goodbye. Both. All right. So you want to see both things. That is fine. Okay. Um, we'll see. Probably I'll just continue as planned and we'll do the activity feed next week. And then if we've got enough time, we'll start talking about subscriptions. And if we don't have enough time, then we'll do it on the other live stream. So in 2 weeks from now. All right. Not impatient. Nice. Okay. Thank you, Silso. Cool. So, guys, see you next Friday. Thank you all for being here. If you're watching this from the future, leave us a like. Appreciate it. And see you the next live stream. Have a good weekend, everyone. Goodbye.